Ah. Yo, that's a new one. Call him, right? Whoa, welcome back, Minasan. Hello, hello, welcome to another exciting, beautiful day in this exciting, wonderful world. Because you know what? You know what? It's true. I just saw Sonic the Hedgehog too. And boy, oh boy, oh man, I never thought I could love a movie like a child. let's get into that. Oh man, that's gonna be a good edit right there. Yes, it is true. I, yours truly. Although I've heard people seen it on Sunday, last Sunday, which is like, whoever has that opportunity or whoever knows the hookups, you gotta let me know, bro, because it's come on. But there was an exclusive preview screening of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in your local AMC theater. Usually they do a few earlier screenings. What AMC is doing now is they're actually charging separately to go see this early than aside from everything else. So interesting. We'll talk about that some other time. I have thoughts on that. I kind of understand why they do it that way, because if it was a free type of early streaming, then everybody would be there, which is great, right? But at the same time, it's also nice to have more of a limited screening to give you a better chance to see it. TLDR, if you really want to see the movie, you pay up the cash, pony up the cash, and you got yourself a seat. And that makes sense. And then there's me, just does whatever the fuck he feels like doing. And it just works out, It just all that matters is that I wanted to see this movie today, and I made it happen. And you know what? I am 1,000, 5,000% glad that I did do that, because I was treated to easily, easily the best video game movie. Period. Just fuck all that nonsense. I know we've been having a good years, Mortal Kombat, Pikachu, the original Sonic, and all that stuff. But real talk, this is a step up to what I can expect from a movie. Like, a just at this point, it's not even a, oh, that's a video game. Oh, that's a video game movie. It's a, do you have the stuff to translate this media, this video game media, into the film format? And do you got the stuff, or are you gonna just sell out and just show off what everyone wants to see from video game, and just be like, oh, we did it. We had the Pokeball show up. Dude, we did it. We're so awesome. No, guys, guys, it's crazy, incredible to think how far this franchise, this series, right, has gone. Because it feels like yesterday that we just saw a trailer for the original movie where you had this ass nasty looking character, CGI character, trying to represent one of the most iconic video game characters of all time. And it's incredible to think how far we have come from there. Just from a massive fan outrage of like, what the fuck is this, to this. Ugh. To this. Look at that shit. Oh my gosh, it gets a little bit glare. It's all good. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's not even a video game. This is art, and they tried to imitate that into a movie. That is what we're. That's what we're working with nowadays. And oh my gosh, I cannot help but feel just grateful to be alive at this point, right? Because, like I said, I don't ever think I could care for a franchise or a film or it's a childhood property that I have grown with, that I have grown with. You're right, and it's just to see how far we have come as a medium, as a entertainment industry, as a reach of industry. Like, just we're able to just cross boundaries and go from games to media, or games to comics to TV to cartoons, and now a live action adaptation, which took the cake, man. Just knocked it out of the ballpark. And it's just wow. Wow. What I meant earlier about loving this thing like if it were my own kid is it's 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 from the beginnings, right? You it's like an underdog story. It's like it's like an underdog story. You knew that games, they don't translate very well, or it's not the same thing, or Hollywood doesn't care. They're just in it to make money out of this. And while all that is true, obviously, if the first one didn't make as much, there probably wouldn't be a second sequel film to it. But it's more of the idea that you can tell that there is a team that cares about this and that really put their best foot forward to try to give everything we could ask for in terms of a franchise that has a heavy legacy and history. Yeah, they came through in so many ways, in so many ways. And it's just incredible to think about how this just became the perfect storm to just give us this. And I cannot help but recommend you guys watch this enough. If you guys have an opportunity, this tomorrow is going to be the first showings. Friday is going to be the official release. But definitely, if you have ever played the franchise, if you have ever touched the Sega Genesis before, if you ever wanted to just reconnect with the past, this is it. Go do it. Because why not, man? Why not? You owe it to yourself to catch a glimpse of how great things can be. How good a honest to god work of art, work of love, a production of care and generosity, what that can become. And it's like, man, it's great. It's so good. But let's get into it. Why, you might be asking yourself, why is this good? Why is it so good? Why is it worth my time to go into this movie theater amongst whatever situation you may be dealing with it, whatever situation you may have on your table? Why is it worth spending 2 hours and 15 minutes, 2 hours and 15 minutes sitting inside a theater watching this, and made in two bathroom breaks? So it's about roughly the same. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. This guy. No. But yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Best kid right there. Yes. Yeah, okay, so let's start off with a little bit of promotional material. Yeah, we said this was a early preview screening on a Wednesday. It is currently 9:48, 9:30ish on April 6th. That is when The movie started at 6 p.m. is what the tickets sold for. So you get started with the previews, and about 30, like 6:30, is when the film actually started. Um, and it was cool because AMC has been doing that whole early preview screenings, and for the Batman, I don't have it on me right now. For the Batman, it had like posters and a comic book. I got some of those. Those were fun. And then for this guys, I didn't know they were gonna go all out with that, but yeah, they gave out comic books. Look at that, this kid right here. And you guys already seen the poster, a 2020 exclusive poster. This is a movie poster that's on the back of the comic book, so you got a little memorabilia collection there. Just come on, dude. Just look at that. Just look at that. How how like how true to the source material is that? You just think about it. Just think about it. These guys knew clearly what they were doing with this, and they knew that from the beginning, from the first one. After, I still feel like the whole original Sonic trailer was a whole marketing stunt to get people to get pissed off, to show Hollywood how much people gave a shit. But on the on the chance that they didn't, and it was an accident, it shows now how much they're really trying to get it right. Like this right here. If I can figure out how to get the other kid, you just need to understand how legit this guy's at. Like that. Right? You guys seen the poster to that Sonic 2 movie, right? It's a one-to-one creation of this. And it's incredible, dude. Like it's this in what year was it? 1988, 1980 something. 1992 is what Sega says. I'm gonna go with 1992, yeah, because I was liberated around 1996, so that sounds about right. That pairs up. 4 years older than I. Sheesh. Um, wow, just there's just so much to unpack because first of all, if you've seen the original, the first prequel movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, you'll know that they ended the movie with a cliffhanger, which was our boy, your boy, Tails Miles per hour, popping up and being like, "Yo, man, it's Tails time." And yeah, that's kind of where before that, right? They start it with our other friend, the antagonist, because learning from a good writing perspective, when you show off your characters or when you introduce your character to a script or a play or a movie or a book, you want to show off their quirkiness. That means if they're a smart person, you want to show them in a scenario that shows off how smart they are. If they're a funny person, you want to show them in a scenario that shows how funny they can be. If they're a cool person, you want to have them in a hard situation, being able to deal with it with super ease, keeping a level minded head, and all that. That's just good writing. And even from a like analytical perspective, this film was extremely well written. So many callbacks to original motivations and personalities just plucked from that movie, brought into this one from the beginning, and growth development. That is what any good movie can do or should be doing. Character development. And this had it in spades because it starts you off with all these characters. It shows you the cast, we'll just say the lineup, and from there it just gives you motivational points. It gives you um determining factors and reasons to care about these characters. For reals, it really got legit in terms of being introduced to this cast, who two who we already know, right? Two of the main, we'll call James Marsden, no offense, but I mean, just two of the main characters who we care a lot about. And then you bring in a couple more characters in there, and you give them character development. You give those new characters new ways to interact with the old characters, so it gives the old characters a new dimensional layer of personality. Perfectly well written, well done, very true to the characters themselves in terms of what you can expect from their actions, from their responses, from their doubts to their motivations. It gives you so much to hold on to and to believe in. It- and it's incredible to think that, again, this is how far we've gone with this. It can be done, people. It can be done. Just all you need to do is give a shit about it, and it can be done. And that's kind of the takeaway that I took from this. At the end of the day, this exists because it still has something to say. It still has a reason to exist. It's still trying to push a new idea and explain itself in this new idea, and trying to show or trying to explain why it's important, why we should care. And I remember at a certain point in the film, like something happened, something, let's say, negative happened to one of the main characters. Well, I mean, we could just go ahead and say Blue Blur. I guess it's not a really big of a spoiler, but something happens, and it gave me a feeling of like, oh no, and that threw me off really hard because I did not understand how invested I was into these characters and this film until I had a feeling of this of dread for a fictional character who does not exist, right? That is the power of writing a good story, of good writing. And I just want to be so damn grateful that this property was put into the right hands. Maybe it took a couple of times or tries, but it was placed into the right hands, and it was worth it. And I'm just so glad we did not have a hot mess, and b a sequel that really worked. Most sequels are just riding on the coattails of the success of the first film, but not here. Why? Because we have a new people, we have new motivations, and we still have a point to make. We still have a story to tell. And that's perfect. That was amazing. Great. So many good, so many good moments in terms of like callbacks, in terms of progressing the story, which kind of a spoiler, kind of not of a spoiler, kind of believe me when I say, I guess you just gotta trust my word that they are not done with this story. Uh, they still have some aces up their sleeves, and they still want to write. So yes, yes, you should go watch this 1,000%. Again, if you have any inkling towards Sega, its properties, its legacy, or even just you have a movie that you need to go watch with your kids, dude, it's there. It's there, bro. And I will be eternally grateful that we are in a generation where people, I guess my age, I'm not that old, but like people like my age or older who grew up with these properties are now in charge of creating new media for these properties. People who care about this and know what they're talking about, or know what they need to put on screen, are in charge. And oh, so good. Such a good time to be alive, you guys. Without getting too spoilerific, too spoilerific, I'm just gonna give a quick laydown of my feelings towards characters, plot points, without being super vague, plot points and endings. Sorry, um, conclusions, resolutions. What? Where do they leave it, and where do we go from here? So let's do this. Number one, the new characters, right? Because you've seen Sonic. You're right. Sonic is Sonic. He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna be the same dude. He's gonna be the same ADD motherfucker that's gonna be running around having a good time. That's what you paid to go see. Right. So and yeah, what's his face? Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz. He did, reprising his role as the Blue Blur again. Phenomenal job. A lot of the lines delivered hit really well. I think I've only caught like maybe two lines where it was like meh, interesting delivery, but in the grand scale of things, it didn't really matter because they weren't like super intense plot points. It's just like a line that got thrown in there and like it hit or it didn't, but I mean, for the most part, it didn't offend anybody. So it didn't offend me. It's just something that I caught at the corner of my ear or whatever, or in the side of my hearing or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, a lot of his reprising his role, he's doing really well. He knows how to bring that energy, that abundant energy that this blue man child has. So it's great that they got this guy to reprise his role. He's really bringing the stuff, and you can tell that he has fun doing this. So I guess that's all you can really ask for at this point. Someone who cares and enjoys being the character. Um, great. Dr. Robotnik as Eggman. Jim Carrey, stupid. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. And yes, they do throw a couple of Eggman titles. So whatever you want to do with that, take it as you will. Robotnik, Eggman. I grew in a point where it was like both, and by the time I became like higher literacy a level of higher liter by the time I reached a level of higher literacy, they had already switched to Eggman by in around Sonic X era, and that's when I just started absorbing Eggman is but I've always knew and known him to be Robotnik, like the original. I always thought that was like his grandpa or something like that. And then Eggman was a grandson or something, right? Something weird. Um Side note, so glad that these things are happening. These movies are happening because then they can actually put the like timeline in order. Whatever lore they want to throw out there becomes canon in the movie. So it's a nice fresh start. It's more of what you already know. You're expecting certain elements in this film, and that's cool because they deliver. But at the same time, they're not afraid to be like, oh, you know what, it'd be better if this happened, or it would make more sense if these things happen, or we need this scenario so it can make this scenario work out. That's great. It's fine. It doesn't really the really delicate and character, like actual like core character elements are there. They don't mess around with that. All the supportive elements and all the supportive characters can be tweaked around just a little bit to make the story flow more naturally and just be it's in that terms and in that sense it becomes its own thing, which is great because it feels fresh, and old school fans can accept it and be like, okay, I can see where how they're trying to connect it, and I'm okay with that. And then newer fans can be like, oh, this is brand new, and I'll take it because it's all I know, and that's okay. Right. Shout out, shout out to Jim Carrey because my man, Jim Carrey, Jim Carrey, the heart and soul of this franchise, straight up. Sonic's is great. Don't get me wrong. But a hero is only as good as his main antagonist. And Jim Carrey, say what you will about him, I know he's out there. I know he has thoughts or radical opinions. I know he can get a little kooky sometimes when, I don't know, maybe when he's getting kicked out of the Oscars. But say what you will, that guy knows how to do his job. 100%. So don't talk shit about my boy. Don't kick him out about the Oscars and either. You gotta mess with gotta mess with one of us, man. Um, but yeah, I just gotta give him all the props in the universe that low key, despite giving being given so much shit for doing the first Sonic movie, like that fool came through in the second one. He didn't. He has not dropped the beat. He. If anything, he's more in line with the character at this point, or at least what I imagine the character to become. Or even again, because of good writing, we come to understand why the character would become this person with time as time progresses, how he would change and how he would rearrange his mindset to counteract the blue hedgehog. Great, just great writing all around and amazing delivery by the one and only Jim Carrey. Jim, good job. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Don't let anybody ever give a shit for that. You are an amazing person, and I am eternally grateful that you brought that crazy ass scientist to the silver screen. You deserve, I don't know, you deserve Will Smith's Oscar. Fuck it, I'll say it right now. You are not an sorry, sorry, not sorry, man. Hey, man, he gave a really good opinion as to why things went down the way they went down that night, and again, say what you will about him. He might be a little out there. He might be a little bit too expressive. It's something that he might be used to doing, but he understands people. He understands emotions and he understands why things happen. He analyzes things in such a emotional analytical way that it's for me it's impossible not to respect that. And I'll say I respect the shit out of Jim Carrey. So thank you. Whew. I'm gonna save this kid for last because nah, I'll say it right now. Tails. Tails. Oh god. Tails. The first time, okay, let's see how we go. Let's backtrack a little. Let's flashback 22 years ago to a young strapping young lad waking up on a Saturday morning excited to connect a Sega Genesis to the television so he can boot up his favorite game, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This guy right here. Back in the day. Well, not this one actually. I have to rebuy this because I'm older now. But back in the day, I would be I'd be up by like 6 or 7. Just I'd be the first one up in my house every Saturday. I think I'd get up earlier than the cartoons just so I can play some Sonic and then start watching cartoons. I think that was my routine on the Saturday weekends. Um, First time ever that I was sent to the ER was a Saturday morning when I, again, being the only one up, right? Being like 3 or 4, would have to. Okay, we had a big ass, wider, fat TV, the tube TV for those uninitiated. Big wide TV. They weren't as flat as they are now. That's shits were heavy, man. You put that shit in a room, that shit never left because it was heavy as fuck. But yeah, you would have to get the coaxial cable, put it into the antenna, little, what do you call it, threading, and then you have to tie it in, so it can connect to the TV, and then you'd get your image on channel 3 or channel 4. Either channel 3 was it for me. That day, nobody had told me, I guess it wasn't important or whatever, that they had broken the mirror and thrown all the glass behind the television. Me being the only person awake, not knowing shit, getting ready to play fucking Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on my Sega Genesis. From my dad's, I guess, technically. I wasn't old enough to buy shit. I stepped on glass, mirror glass, and slit the shit out of my foot, the sole of my foot, the bottom of my foot. Just cut the fuck open because I don't know. I was a child. I don't know any better. And yeah, that was I think that was my moment of self awareness, going like, oh shit, this hurts. Maybe playing video games at 6 in the morning isn't the best idea, but it was almost like an awakening to me, like of like, yo, this is pain. I could die. Like if I don't watch out, I could die. And that just never left me. That's always been a huge impact to my life, and it just left me, I guess, awake is the easiest way to say that. Just kind of like conscious of what I am, and as a human being, what my actions could result in. It's Murphy's law is is what I took from that. Right? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it's just something I carried with me for a cool minute. So yeah, sorry, kind of a bit of a tangent, but I think the reason why Sonic 2 was my favorite game to play, and I have clear memories of like enjoying moments, specific moments in the game where, like, because because I had played the original, right? But in the second one, you get a partner. You get a partner. You get a orange little fox who's there to help you out, right? And if you get caught sometimes or you get stuck, that fool will come for your rescue. If you, I don't know, I think there's a couple times where like he can carry you out of areas. I think I don't know if that was the two-player game. Oh, that's right. I used to connect it. I used to connect the second controller, and I used to be the Tails character. My brother was Sonic sometimes. That sense of camaraderie was something really special to me. It's something that really just was super well portrayed in a 16-bit cartridge. Just the idea of having a partner to support you on this journey. And from then forward, it was just Sonic and Tails. That's the partners in crime, the perfect duo. It's like the Batman to his Robin. Like a partnership that well established. Just perfectly established. So at the end of the first Sonic movie, when the end credit scene was Tails popping in, whew, is like a wave of emotions to be like, yo, we're there. And what a second wave of emotions being like, ooh, don't mess this up, I guess. Don't This could be really, really bad, or this could be really, really good. Um and that just kind of that feeling really, really kind of was in the back of my brain for this past year, and X, and I think Sonic was in 2018, so maybe like 2 years, three. Oh my god, 4 years. Oh wow, wow, time flies, dudes. So that kind of premonition of like, are they gonna come through? Are they gonna do his character justice? How do they present this bond, this friendship, this partnership, and really sell it? Like a partnership between CGI characters. How do they sell that? And can they do it? Yes. Yes. Everything. Everything about those two was perfect. Perfect. From Tails being the little nerdy, geeky kid with excitement and energy, not like a almost as ADD as Sonic is, but like an introverted energy of that. They came through, man. It's just they came through, and a shout out to the voice actress for Tails. I'm blanking at her on her name at the moment. Um, it's like what's her name? Remember that? It's Tails voice actor. Yeah, it's like Colleen Ol Shogini. Oh wow, Shogini, Shoginesi, Shognesi, Colleen Shognessy, Sonic Boom. Anyways, Miss Colleen, voice character of Tails. I'm pretty sure, and she's been doing it for years. So if you could probably give it credit where credit is due. You know, she comes in, she does her role, and she knocks it out of the park. You could say that maybe that's why it came out well. That you say maybe that's why the character felt real homey in terms of like, oh, you can believe whatever past iteration of Tails you can easily copy and paste it to this one because it's the same voice actress. Sure, you could do that. Sure, you could say that. Sure, honestly, a good amount of it was because of the voice actress. But again, it all comes down to writing. And in a film like this, where your main leads are CGI characters, it comes from the animators. They have to get those little personal ticks and physical emotional ticks down, or else it's not the same character, and that's just the way it is. They have to be the same person, and you have to know it's the same person slash character through their mannerisms. It's just the best way to portray one's personality is when they're not saying anything at all. And I'm only gonna say this once because I got an image to keep or whatever. But Tails is the cutest fucking character ever. He's just the best and adorable, and even his cheeks, like he's a fox, right? His cheeks have that foxy fur look to it that none of the other CGI characters have. That is his specific trait, and that is his style. That is his facial style. And they came through, dude. It's impossible to think that these guys really tried to nail it and hit it out of the park, and more that they succeeded. It's it's almost impossible to believe that Hollywood gave them the money that they needed to do this, the space to make it their own, and like the production, the characters, the animation, the voices, the actors to make it all happen. The writers, they paid the writers well to make it all happen, man. And it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's almost as beautiful as Idris Elba as Knuckles. See what I did there? Right. Because yes. Sexiest man, what is it? Sexiest man of 2020, 2018, 2019. Idris Elba, voice of Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles was an interesting one. I know Knuckles, right? I've known Knuckles. I've seen Knuckles. I've played Sonic and Knuckles. I've played Sonic 3. I've seen Sonic X. But because I was born in a time after Sonic 3, we'll just say it's Sonic and Knuckles. After Sonic and Knuckles, we'll say it like that. I've always known Knuckles to be the friend, the Knuckles, the partner, the friend, right? So it was, to me, it was an interesting, fun. I know that that's how they started off, right? Being deceived by Eggman and fighting against Sonic, but to see it kind of play out like this in we'll call it real time, just because it's the movie, real time movie, live action movie. Seeing it play out and seeing the echidna go through the emotions was incredible to me because it's different, right? It's like knowing. knowing someone, and then you get the pre version of that person. Like, oh, I see him. I see where that guy is. I see inside this person, but he's not there yet, right? So very cool, man. It's very very cool. Um, just like an easy little uh pointer of it. They go the fish out of water route with Knuckles. They give up that let's say, let's call it unnative, disconnected, what's the word? I got it on my mm, language barrier, no, culture barriers, something like that. They give him that fish out of water scenario, the culture shock. They give him the culture shock. He's the culture shock character. What that just means is that oh, I am having fun playing the base of the ball, stuff like that. Just like easy. It's baseball, not base of the ball. But you're not from this world, so we'll let it slide. That's in a nutshell. That's kind of the character they give him. The fish out of water. Think of it as Thor from the original Thor movie, where he's like, I like this drink. Big me another. And he smashes the coffee cup on the ground. He's like, oh, I was just trying to compliment this drink. Yeah, all right, but we just tip the person here. We don't break the coffee cups. Okay, fish out of water. Got it. Boom. They did good. They did good. Idris Elba, not too bad. Not too bad. Look, I'll only say this. I could see where he's not necessarily a voice actor. I could feel those parts. Some of the lines delivered felt very like, I'm here to protect blah 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 blah, like reading off a script and all that. But credit where credit is due. Elba really, he brought his own style to the character. He brought this, gruffy, out of fish out of water character, and for the most part, it worked. It worked out. Shout back to the animators again. CGI, perfect, great, great, great CGI. The best. I'm gonna have to say the best CGI. Your main character CGI. You have CGI scenes happening. You got super cool effects on screen, like 80% of the film. Great CGI, man, and that's only possible because they're being given the money to do that. So shout out to Paramount. You guys let them do what they had to do. You let them fix the that shitty ass original Sonic, and hey, here we are. What do you get? What do you get? You get a freaking standing ovation, I guess, is the best way I can explain that one. Dude, I gotta tell you, man, when this film was over, everybody, before this film was over, people were cheering, people were excited, people were astounded by how good this was. It's a beautiful place to be, like, with underdogs, man. We all love a good underdog story. And to see this film knock it out of the park, impress children and adults alike, we're in a golden age of films, guys. We're in a golden age of video game properties. And it's very important that we start to see what steps we take going forward, because this could easily turn into another get rich quick scheme for Hollywood. And it's gonna hurt me a lot if a lot of my favorite video game properties start being transformed into cash cows. It's the easiest way to put that. Films like these, movies where the creators, the developers, the producers, the artist, visual effects artist, give a shit. That's what gets me. That's what gets me excited. That's what keeps me up. In a good way. Not stressing out about bills and shit like that. So once again, I just like to say thank you so much to everybody who was up in arms and out there who put in so much work. 'Cause CGI is not easy, you know, getting the right shadow textures, getting the right textures, period, you know, like quills, you know, it's not easy. You know, it's sure they're getting paid for it, but you know, a lot of those people had to bust ass. And yeah, the best thing, the least I can say is thank you, and it was worth it. And I'm gonna buy this 4K Blu-ray Steelbook Collector's Edition when it comes out because I need it that bad. I want it that bad. It deserves to be bought and seen multiple times. I'm gonna go watch it again on Friday. Hmm. Um. But yeah, dudes, that more or less sums up most of it. There's a lot of things that I am not willing to bring up right now because you deserve you deserve to go see it for yourself. If you are a Hedgehog fan, you know, if you are a Sega fan, you respect the history of this medium, you owe it to yourself to go watch it. So please support this film, you know, make it a smash. Spider Man can sell out for months, Batman can sell out for weeks. We realistically only need this film to just get the praise it deserves. No more than that at the minimal. Because there'll be more. Because if you build it right, we'll be there. Yeah. So thanks guys. Thank you very much. Whew. There's so much that I want to say. There's so much I want to share, talk about, but I can't. You guys have to go watch this for yourselves. Come back around. I'll be here. Go to my Twitters. Hit me up on Twitter. Frank.Juarez626. Hit me up on Instagram. It's up in my about page or on the channel. Weebstop underscore Ichiban is the where I'm posting my movie reviews and video game and anime what you call it content. That's where I'll post stuff like that up there. EXP I'll just post as a promotional for this video. But that's about it, dudes. Go, go watch it, please. It's a great time. It's a great time, hands down. There's so many jokes that hit. So, oh my god, a couple of callbacks in there to original Sonic properties, a couple callbacks to um pop culture references, dude, these guys freaking care, man. So good. I'm not gonna spoil any of them, no matter how bad I want to right now. But they're definitely worth watching and seeing like in person and live for the first time and all that. Um, and yeah, we're gonna finish this up with a few more thoughts about what's happening now and where do they go from here. Okay. End credit scene. There is one end credit scene. Right? So I'm just not you don't have to wait till the end of the full credits. They will show it at the end of the fun, colorful poppy credits before they go switch over to the black and white letter credits. You'll see that. You'll see that. That'll be the one. The one mid we'll call it mid credit scene. Yeah. End credit scene. End credit mid scene. Middle end credit scene. Only end scene. End credit. Only end credit scene. Yes. There is one. There is one. So all I can't say about that, because I'm not gonna spoil it. Again, you need to go see this for yourselves, right? You don't want me to spoil this shit for you. You deserve better than that. You deserve better than being spoiled. Please. They're not done. Sega's not done with this. They're they're just getting started. Yeah. 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 Sega knows what they have on their hands. They know what they're doing. They know that, you know, you know, it's a trilogy. Come on. Come on. They didn't stop at these guys didn't stop at two. Come on. So I guess the only thing I'll direct you towards is that Sonic and Knuckles, right? Introduction of Knuckles, and Sonic 3 is where all three of them popped up in the series together. So for this second movie, they basically combine Sonic and Knuckles with Sonic 2, right? So I guess with that in mind, ask yourself why where do they go from there? Right? Like what's new and fresh that they can still do now that they've introduced these characters? What's left and all that? So yeah, that's where I leave it. That's where I leave it. I'm getting too close. Dangerously close. Dangerously cheesy. Um yeah, yeah, and credit scene. Great stuff. Great stuff. Go watch it. Everything about the game the game, the movie, you know? I never thought I could love a movie like a son or a franchise like a son. But I've been around for a couple of years, right? Less than 3 decades I've been around, but I've been around, and I feel I believe I've grown alongside this franchise, for better or worse. For better or worse, I'm not a perfect human being. I'm not. I personally don't feel that I am where I'm supposed to be at my age, but I've always been the type to do things early and get things done ASAP because that's just who I like to be. I like things to be done so I don't have to stress out about it in the future. Um but I feel like I've grown with this. I'm not clearly. Well, I don't believe I am the same 4 3-year-old that cut their foot open and with glass as you know, not that same child that I am today. That I was then today. Today I'm not that same child that I was back then. But at the same time, that child doesn't die. He's in there somewhere, right? Under layers of years of education, struggles, issues, life, determinative factors, years of these things. He's around. Not the same as he used to be, not the same person per se, but he's alive in there, you know? And as a middle aged adult, I don't think that's a bad thing, man. I think we all deserve to have these moments where we get to reconnect with our childhoods and really, really not take for granted how far we've come as an individual. And it's been wonderful to see these films, these properties be, being brought to life in CGI. And like I said, Sega is not done with it. So we have more things coming our way. And I have things to look forward to in terms of that. So that's about it, guys. I love this movie so much. Like if it were my own, like if I had, like it, I love this franchise because I firsthand have been able to witness its development, its growth. Seen this franchise and medium fuck up so many times, but finally stick the landing and get this shit right. That's I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be alive in this time, and I'm incredibly thankful that I was able to see this movie today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mina-san. Thank you to the creator of Sonic. I don't even know your name, my dude. Let me Google that shit right now, real quick. What is your name, my friend? Give me a second, because you deserve this shout out. You deserve. All right, Yuji Naka, Takashi Izuka, そして、直人オシマ、Masato Nakamura, Shigeru Miyamoto. Whoa, Miyamoto. Oh shit. And Mark Cerny. It says Mark Cerny on here. I'm just gonna throw his name out there because I love Mark Cerny. Hey. Um. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 1,000 times thank you. Paramount Pictures. Thank you for getting this right and not fucking up like you guys fucked up Halo. Well, hey, I haven't even seen Halo, but I haven't heard anything great about it. So all I'm gonna say about that, cool. You guys do you. I'll stream Halo some other time. I'll play Halo if I have to, but that's my choice. And that's what we'll leave it with that guy. I'm excited, guys. I don't seeing where we can go from here. I'm excited. Not just for this franchise, but for all the others properties, video game properties that will become inspired by this franchise. That's what I'm thankful for. That's what I'm excited for, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Sonic the Hedgehog gets a 5 out of 5 from me. It's a near, I say, perfect. Because you deserve it. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Go watch Sonic the Hedgehog. Please. Do it for your good old friend. It's a good old time. And I'll see you guys whenever you do see it. Hit me up, man. I'll be around. We probably catch it another Friday. There's this Sonic guy, and I'm probably gonna pick up the Tails cup later. Oh, look at he's so cute. He's so cute. Yeah. It's like they really did a good job with this fur. This looks even better in the movie because you can see the gaps in his cheeks, and he's just like a furry fox, dude. He looks like a freaking fox. It's awesome. Um, I'll leave you guys with this little tidbit. It's time for me to get that tattoo. I've been sitting on the idea of getting a Sonic 2 tattoo on that same leg that I cut open. Just as a I don't know, like as a conversation starter or whatever. But even for me, like it's again like to me that was probably my moment of self awareness of going like, oh shit, this hurts. I could die. But I've been sitting on that tattoo idea for years, and I think this movie convinced me, dude. Time to go save some cash, pony up some cash, and get a tattoo. Unless you guys want to pay it for me, which hey, I'll stream that shit. I will record the fuck out of me getting a tattoo just so you guys can post it and pay for it. Help me pay for this shit. Shit's are expensive, man. Honestly, the tattoo that I want would probably be about like 300, 400 bucks, 500 max. But I'd need to find a good like character designer, like drawer, not just a shitty fucking like gangster letter tattoo guy. Like yeah, I want to get a good one, and it has to be colored. It has to be colored. It's gonna be awesome. If I ever figure out the funding or like figure out a way to get that etched onto me, I'll let you guys know. And it's gonna be a grand old time. But yeah, guys, that's about it. I'm pretty pooped. Uh, Honestly, it's been a lot of like running around, getting things done, trying to work things out and make it all happen. But it's worth it. I'm putting in the work because I believe in it, and I hope you guys can believe in me too. And I'm unfortunately I'm not able to be a full time streamer and all that because there's so many responsibilities I have to take care of as it is now. But I I believe one day I can be, and yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that hope because everybody loves a good underdog story, and this one's mine. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching. Please, I hope, and I pray that you guys get a chance to check this movie out tomorrow or Friday or over the weekend. I'm doing my best to watch it again on Friday and maybe squeeze in another showing with my nephews because they deserve some good shit too. We saw the first one together, so I'm gonna try to get them into the second one with me. But yeah, that's been it. That's been it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys again next time. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 rocks. No, I was gonna say sucks. Rocks. It's so good.